Now, for the readiness of universities to reopen, I'm joined by Professor Ahmed Bawa, the CEO of Universities South Africa. Professor Bawa, thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. Let's just get an update from you, as you have assessed, some of the universities at this point. Just how ready are they?
About 20 universities have already had students back on campus. And they've gone through all the necessary preparations to have the students back again, dealing with all the kind of public health interventions that were required. And the other 6 are in the process of preparing themselves for the return of students. And of course, a lot depends on where the campuses are and just what the level of the epidemic is in the different regions where the universities are. So, for example, Walter Sisulu University will reopen for students only sometime in August or September, simply because of the very high level of the high level of infection rate at the Eastern Cape.
And apart from the Walter Sisulu University, what else are you hearing are the challenges around, some of the universities that have opened and those that have not opened?
Yeah. So I think the one thing that's going to be completely clear is that, we're not going to have infection-free reopenings. I mean, because the epidemic is now very much community-based, if you like. And so the big challenge really is, one of the big challenges is what would happen if there's an outbreak on our campuses. And what the universities have done is to really enter into some agreements with the local health departments the moment there is the identification of positive cases on campuses. Some universities have set aside residences for quarantine and isolation facilities and so on. And a lot, of course, depends on what facilities are available on the campuses.
And let's talk about, the decision to roll over the academic year, looking at the fact that some of those first-time students may have to, be accepted late and begin their year later. Was that a good idea?
I don't think we have much option. I think that the challenge we have is that we have to complete this academic year, and that will mean, in fact, a return to classroom, a return to campus, students writing examinations under safe conditions, and all of that. And what that means, in essence, is that there's a very strong likelihood that the academic year will only be completed perhaps even in March next year, so that the first year intake next year will be much later than normal.
Let's talk about the leveling of playing fields here, because you do see that there are some students that are saying they've not even received, some of their study material, or even not been able to receive some of the data that they need, as access to be able to connect to the curriculum. What have you been able to see, from your organization's point of view when it comes to, the distribution of these resources?
Yeah, so I think that this is a challenge. All the universities have put forward plans about how they're going to make materials available to students, allow access to databases, and so on and so forth. And of course, this a lot depends, of course, on the capacity of universities and on whether students have access to data and so on. Having said that, I think that what we have to remember is that what the universities have pledged to do is to reconstitute the academic year, so that if there are students who haven't been able to access materials or to access the